Welcome everybody. Look at this. Look at how wild it is tonight. Aren't you glad you're wrapped up with your little... Oh look, do you see the bat? It came up to say hello. A little bat by the sea, who would have thought? Oh, that's a blessing right there. Aren't you so glad you're in your flannelette nightie with your little gorilla feet slippers on? Tremendous. I tell you, it is wild out here, it's cold out here, it's icy out here. But how many of you know that the Vikings landed on this beach? How many of you knew that in the search to do away with William Wallace, King Edward I, the Longshanks, brought his entire army up to the north in search of William Wallace, landing them right here on this beach at lovely little Newbiggin-by-the-sea. How amazing, how incredible, how fantastic. Now this whole area is haunted. So many people have lost their lives in the wild North Sea. Cobles, capsizing and tipping. We've got the names of some of these characters. We might, if we're very lucky, bump into some of them tonight. So welcome to the ghost historian from the glory that is Newbiggin-by-the-sea. Come on, let's head up. We'll be back down to the sea, and I know it gets a bit rampant here. Question for you, and Bushy's here behind the camera. We've got Hollywood McShane. Now,
good evening, everybody.
Bushy,
hello.
if you were going to gather together, and a lot of people do this time capsule business. You know, they'll get a big trunk or a case or a equivalent of a treasure chest, and you've got to put everything in that kind of sums up the northeast. What would you put in it?
Well, you'd have to put some brown ale in, wouldn't you?
Brown ale, given.
Brown ale. You'd have to put in, let's see, what else could you have? A Great North Run medal and a t-shirt.
Yeah, because you're all heroes if you've done that. To me, I was thinking, if you went football, you'd have to have an old VHS for the Sunderland fans of Bob Stoker running across Wembley. You'd probably have Tino Aspria's hat-trick for Newcastle against Barcelona, and maybe some Fairs Cup or Caribou Cup. Oh, they've won so many cups. Have to have something like that. Lindisfarne's album, Fog on the Tyne.
Oh, you'd have to have that.
Or Nicely Out of Tune, because I like a Dingley Dell. Oh, they've done a few. So anyway, you have some of that. The problem is, I'll take you to a time capsule. It's right here, ahead of us. A time capsule built for all time. And I love the idea of it. It would be fantastic if they were doing one now and they could put something in connected to us. Maybe this very recording of a walk, a grizzly trail is what we call this, across Newbiggin-by-the-sea. But that thing there is a time capsule.
Hey, you know what? That's like the standing stone at Matfin.
It is. It's very like it, isn't it?
I mean, I see it every day, isn't it?
It's brilliant. And that standing stone with its carvings is fantastic. The only difficulty with this is it wasn't chosen by adults. So there's no brown ale, there's no stotty, there's no Lindisfarne, there's no Shearer's shirt. Because I've given it a great deal of thought. I used to be the voice of Mackeson's. It's the one you've got to come back for, back in the day.
Were you?
So putting together my time capsule would have been very, very different. But little kids did one in 2000. So you've got to think, what kind of things would little kids, primary school children, put in a time capsule? And I bet nobody's written down what it is, nobody knows. It was laid down in 2000,
right,
and nobody knows what's in it. Come on up, go and see it, Tony, after you, mate.
Full of Lego.
Full of Lego. It's possible. So there you go, Tony, have a look. Light it up, Bushy, for him if you would. I'm guessing that, yes, Lego, maybe Betty Spaghetti, who was big in the day, pair of Heelys.
Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato, a Tamagotchi. Furbies, Pogs, Polly Pocket, Cabbage Patch Kids. I've got my own Cabbage Patch Kids with me tonight. Pokemon cards were just starting. We'll never know. It's all been a big secret. Maybe a Teddy Ruxpin. Do you remember Teddy Ruxpins?
Yes.
Teddy Ruxpins used to be back in the. It's probably too early for the year 2000. Teddy Ruxpin was a teddy bear, and in his chest he had a cassette recorder, so you could record something like a story, and Teddy Ruxpin's mouth moved. So you would go,
I know what you mean.
Once upon a time. Brilliant. Now, the true story, while I was working on the radio, somebody rang in and said, will you help me play a practical joke on my daughter? My daughter's totally into all your ghosty stuff. And I said, yeah, if you want. So he asked me to voice a little something, and I recorded it onto a cassette for him to put in Teddy Ruxpin. And late at night, he recorded 30 minutes of dead air. And then after 30 minutes, me in Teddy Ruxpin saying, I'm watching you right now. I can see you. Don't try and sleep. And it's Teddy Ruxpin doing this after 30 minutes of nothing. So it's like it's never been on. I thought that was really funny. Apparently she didn't. She's probably still in therapy, I would have thought. But we're heading here. Look at this glorious church as well. Amazing. An amazing church we're heading to. But welcome to Newbiggin. Newbiggin, meaning new building, new place, new house, overlooking the black North Sea. We mentioned how Edward Longshanks landed his troops down there, and people have seen figures coming out of the sea here. Look at that. What a place. I love the little extra bits. Do you know what I mean? You didn't need to put that there, did you? But there it is. Do you think it's trying to be a cormorant? I think it looks more like a gannet, but I think it's meant to be a cormorant.
I think it's looking like a cormorant.
Yeah, I think so too. Right, let's rock on into... Now we've got to look out for a few spectacular things here. Let me just briefly brief the pair of you. Keep your eyes open. There is a grave that's approximately that high off the ground, and the whole front is lying flat as if it's just snapped.
Right.
We're looking for that. There's a story, a ghost story attached to it. On the side of the building, there's a head. That head is the head of a man who ended up being assassinated trying to keep the Anglo-Saxons out of Newbiggin, out of Northumbria, in fact. He was a Welsh warrior. His head is said to be on the side of the building. So keep your eyes open for those two things. There's another thing that I'm going to be looking for, because there's stories galore over that wall. So let's get in and take a look at it. This is the legend that is St. Bartholomew's Church. And it's a cracker. I think we're going to need to light it up big style, but just look at this place. Tremendous. No dogs allowed, okay. Not thinking of bringing one. How do we get in? I think that way. Right. We are in. You first, Tony, after you, mate. Let everybody see. Now there was in the early 1900s, on the bay just below this, the amazing St. Bartholomew's Church. Look at the steeple, look at that. There was a spate of ghost sightings during sea fret. People wearing helmets. Some kind of air conditioning, I'm thinking. But during the sea fret, they saw soldiers coming out of the sea with their helmets on. Watch out for those flattened graves, a grave snapped in half, a grave that looks quite old. A grave that's patterned like that, you know, worn like that, but flat. Keep your eyes peeled. This is just such an amazing, and I don't know whether you've noticed, out of all the graveyards we've been to, and let's face it, we've been to a few, look at, it's the little trims. Look at that. Beautiful crown. Because obviously any child that loses their life, there he is. 2 images of a famous man, a famous fella. The church is said to be of Saxon origin. Not this church, the church that stood here before it. And it's said that Urien, who was the leader of the Celts of Reged, when the Angles and the Saxons came over to conquer us, Urien, a Welsh warrior and Celtic chief, it was written in the Book of the Taliesin, a poet back in the day. He wrote, "Off came their heads, they rolled and bled, as Urien he made a growing dead, to rest on ground beneath his feet, to show yon Saxon a grand defeat." But the thing is, the Saxons were devious. Hello, Urien. Sorry for what happened to you. Urien wanted to stop the Angles and the Saxons that were all Germanic essentially, and they wanted to come in where the Romans had gone. Britannia was free and easy for anybody to come and take it. Urien, one of the Celts, teaming up with Irish people, Picts, Scots and Northumbrians to try and keep them at bay. And the Anglo-Saxons were quite clever. They realised that Urien was such a great warrior they'd never be able to reach him to kill him, and they couldn't stem the flow of warriors attacking them unless they got rid of him. So the Angles and the Saxons came up to Budle Bay is where they actually landed, although it did have a different name at the time. Let me work out what that was. Rosslaw it used to be called, but it's Budle Bay. And Urien was on a hillside with his generals watching the battle. He had the battle completely under control. They were wiping out the Angles and the Saxons as they were trying to get off their ships. One of his generals walked up behind Urien with a dagger, put it into his back and pierced his heart. He'd been bought by the Angles. They'd promised to make him the chieftain of this whole area after they had taken it for themselves. Of course, as soon as Urien was dead, the armies ran away. The Angles and the Saxons poured in and conquered us. And the man who killed Urien, whose name is long forgotten, deservedly so, he was a turncoat, they tied him to a tree and used him for target practice for their archers, and deservedly so. So maybe, I'm not sure that right here, that Urien's having a last laugh, but at least there's part of the story, there's...
I think I found your stone.
Oh, have you? Please, show. Oh, that's it. That is the very stone. Oh, what a guy. Well done. Bushy. You do? No, that's perfect. Now check this out, Tony. This particular stone has a story all of its own. So what could possibly make this? I was sent a story by somebody who said that right next to the church, and we are still right next to the church, is the grave of broken hearts. Now the story goes that this woman, and I've got all the names, I've got all the history here, Eleanor Craig. That's probably why you found it. He's a Craig. Eleanor Craig, a Scottish widow, and her husband Archie. This is Eleanor's grave. Now the story goes that Archie went off to fight in the war. We're talking late 1800s, early 1900s, right? And he was fighting in Africa against the Ashanti.
Oh, yes, yes.
We were at war with them at the time, and the year was, what was the year? 1873. Now, Archie Craig goes off to war with his red jacket. If you've seen the film Zulu,
Many times.
Men of Harlech, back to Wales again. Fantastic film. That same kind of thing going on. In other words, the British Army trying to kill people in their own country for being in their own country, believing what they wanted to believe in their own country. That's essentially what it was. And Archie was off. Now, Eleanor, bless you. Hello, Eleanor. Hope you don't mind me telling the story, but it deserves telling. Eleanor broke her heart. She got a message back from the front saying that Archie was dead. And she went into mourning and she wore black every day of her life until she died. And she died 23 years later, aged about 50, which was quite old for the time. Now, her sister, Cecilia, she was breaking my heart daily, I seem to remember. But anyway, the sister Cecilia discovered, purely by bumping into Archie in Newcastle, he hadn't died. He'd used the war as an excuse to dump Eleanor, who was in mourning for the rest of her life, never looked at another man, never smiled again. And the sister bumps into Archie. Archie quickly hurries on because he's got his wife with him, his other wife, and they hurry away. So Cecilia comes back home to Newbiggin-by-the-sea to visit Eleanor with all the goss. Oh. Eleanor, you'll not believe who I've just... And she was standing here looking at the grave and said, Eleanor, you'll not believe the... Probably called him a bastard, I'm guessing, because you would. That bastard lied to us. And I saw him in town, he's still alive, and he's got a new woman with him. The second that she said, and he's got a new woman with him, the grave snapped in half.
Really?
And it remains on the ground ever since. Now you can argue, this has worn away to hell, hasn't it? But for it to break...
But it wouldn't have been that thin back then.
Well, that's the thing. It's worn down now, and it's made of kind of stone that's not going to last forever. But they call this the grave of broken hearts. How fantastic. I still think it's an amazing story. And the family of Archie, these Craigs, man, you cannot trust them Craigs. Yeah. But we trusted you to find one, and you did, so well done. Well done, you. No, you did good, did really good, because I thought we could be walking around here for days. Do you want to necromance a little bit as well? Let's see, yeah, let's do it. All right, man. When you think of me, you think of necromance, especially the romance bit. When you think of bushy, you think of balls. Let's see what we can get, absolutely. What? Right. Let's just see. Come on, Eleanor. We're telling your story. Doc, I want to talk to a woman. Is Eleanor there? What do you think of Archie? What he did to you? Just had a little alarm went off there. Did you hear that too? Because it wasn't through here, it was over there. Help? That's two. Craig. It's right on the nose. Right on the nose.
Eleanor.
Eleanor? But that was a male voice saying it.
Eleanor. We want Eleanor.
Eleanor. A little bit of whispering more than anything. Hello, David.
I've seen you on Newbiggin, I thought I'd pop down and see you.
Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you. We're just seeing if we can get anything here.
I'm just 5 minutes away, so I thought I'd just come down and see you.
Well, it's nice of you. Thanks a lot. Got a special guest just popping by.
Alright.
You must know this place better than we do.
Oh, lived here all my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Just the stories in all directions. Sorry, we can't stop. We're live, so we're rocking on.
Eleanor, if you're here, can you light the lights on your headstone?
Yeah, light the lights. Either of the lights, just to prove it.
Down here.
We've had Craig. We've had help a couple of, but did you hear help from there? That way, but wasn't this, is what I'm saying.
Well, you know, when we first got here, there was voices behind us, you know, and there's nobody there.
Right,
You hear it,
right. I didn't catch him. I was two in my own head
I
with
was behind Tony,
prattling.
and it was
So Archie Craig, did you come back here in shame? We got too much to do. That was the thing.
It is.
Right, yeah. Let's motor on. We got to do that. Sorry, David. We're gonna have to keep rocking, but
Have a good night. I'll catch
I
you
will.
later.
Bless you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming out.
No
Appreciate it.
bother.
Thanks,
Okay.
David.
See you.
Cheers, man. That's lovely. Nice that he bothered. Right, let's keep going. Round and round about. Let's light it up again. We need everybody to be able to see this place. They're not as lucky as David being here all the time. Look at these windows. There's apparently a Darza stained glass window here as well. And I'm looking for another headstone. This headstone is near the church. Although if you look at it, it's on the other side of the headstone. That there's something actually quite rare.
Right.
It's a gravestone. We might have passed it. I mean, we arguably could have passed it. It's kind of that shape.
Yeah.
And on the back of it, facing, look at this. This is apparently an earth-shatteringly bonny stained glass window. So where is this? It's facing, I don't think it's this side, I think it's facing a corner, like a little nifty corner. Oh, look at this place. You've got to scan it as well, Tony. You never know. How many times have we been in cemeteries when we see stuff moving about? And I know people say, well, I go to lots of cemeteries. People don't look. Is there anything moving? By the graves, can you see anything? Got to have a look. Bushy's off. See if he catches anything. Do it, mate. That sounds perfect. Oh, wow. Loving this whole place, though. It is spectacular. And again, Tony, check out things like this. You know, things in the middle of graves, and they do some beautiful work on headstones. Tributes to people that they loved, you see. They're prepared to go the extra yard for it. Oh, just caught a whisper there. Did you hear it? Kind of a shh, shh, shh. David's popped by, that was nice. Always good to see. I think the headstone we're looking for will be face on. It'll be over here, maybe, where we first came in. We've got two of the places that we were seeking. I think to expect to find all of them is kind of asking a lot. But I've just heard that there is something here that's absolutely worth finding if we can. Last chance, because as I say, we do have a lot to achieve. No, all the grave faces are this way, so no, we're not going to find it. We're not going to find it. So and I know this is still a working graveyard, so you have to be particularly respectful. This church was built in the 1200s, added to over the years, became a ruin in the 1800s, was restored in 1845, believed to be an early Anglo-Saxon chapel. They say the monks from Lindisfarne used it to spread Christianity. Once apparently there was a tower here with a fire on top of it to guide shipping to and fro. That's when this place wasn't called Newbiggin. It was South Wallerwick after the Danish invasion in 875, when the town became a Viking settlement called Newbiggin. And here, by what's now called Church Point, a battle took place to settle the ground, a massacre. And it became one of the Vikings' very first. Did you hear it sound like a cannon going off there? Cannon? You know, ask the people at home. That was like a cannon. It could have been just water banging against the reef, but hell's teeth, it was something there. It's just, we've already got a massacre now. The people that lived here, wiped out, all but wiped out. They're like, it's like cannon blasts. And the weird thing is, when the lighthouse in the distance turns, you hear a poof, and then you see the light flash. It's like cannon fire. It's really, I know it's not, but I don't know what the sound is. Let's get Bushy back. Bushy! Head back! The fact that he is so far away is really good. He'll get all kinds of footage. We'll see if he gets anything at all. He's heading back, and we're bidding a fond farewell to St. Bartholomew's. Now, the thing that I didn't manage to find, there's an image on one of the headstones, and if you do a little bit of scouting around, maybe during the day, there's a gravestone that's really kind of disrespectful. It's an image of what looks like a nymph, a goddess, and she's standing next to an anchor, kind of like this, almost like she doesn't care, and it's Poseidon's wife. Random, Poseidon's wife. Anyway, we're going down here and along the front, down by the bay. Bushy is with us. Any joy with the SLS? Oh, we've had a nibble. That's a good thing. Catch us up and tell us about it, mate. So, onwards ever onwards. Now, while you're at this part of Newbiggin, it's easy to actually get lost in the old worldiness of it all. But we've got UFO stories from Newbiggin. Incredible. Come on, let's get round. This is the bay, of course, just around the corner where the... so tell us, what did you get then?
I just got it. I've recorded it.
Oh, you've recorded it? Oh,
yeah.
Champion. So we'll all be able to see it. That is tremendous.
This is after I said to you, I'm away. I just veered off right.
Right.
Between two stones, there's something.
Brilliant. Man size, child size?
Man size. But
Man
it seems
size.
to be sort of lying across.
Right.
Well, I'll show you it. Like
Right, no,
in 2
we'll
minutes.
see it all, no worries. I also love the fact that, you see how there's like bunches of flowers on the seats here?
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it?
Lots of little tributes.
Yeah.
And maybe to the people who the seats were named after, there's a little bit of that going on here.
Usually have the plaques on, don't they?
They do indeed. I'm going to still need you to have a double-barreled
Oh, yeah.
torch for Tony so that everybody at home can see what we can see. Just been talking about Poseidon's wife, Amphitrite, showing no emotion on the back of a headstone, leaning on an anchor, and the headstone is belonging to someone who died at sea. One of the
Oh, is that the one you're on about?
One of the many, yeah, we couldn't find it. Look at this. The tide is, I would say, in, I'm guessing. Look at this. Proper rocky. Right. Come on down here. Out of the beach. Now, on the back of this.
I think that's going out, I think.
You think it's going out?
Yeah.
Why, is this wet? Oh, yes, it is wet. Now, just around the back of this building here, this building, I believe, is it the Lifeboat station? I seem to believe that it is. Or it's attached to the RNLI. Just behind here is another rocket house. We talked about rocket houses, and we've got to keep an eye on the beach. The beach is particularly haunted. There's a child ghost that's regularly seen along here, running along the beach, playing, ignoring everybody else around it. I think the rocket house is just a little bit further along. So heading in that direction now. Now just along here, do you remember when we were in Newton?
Yes.
And we saw the rocket house, and it had rocket house written on the side, and we explained that the rockets were tied to a little bit of string that were tied to a little bit of hawser, and if you can't reach a ship that's in peril at sea, you fire the rockets out, carrying the string that had the rope that held the hawser, wrap the hawser around the ship. But then what did they do? In some cases, they made like a bosun's chair,
Yeah.
and carried them back. But what most people don't realise is sometimes all of the men from the town came down and pulled the ship into the harbour, and they would get horses and oxen to do precisely that. And this building along here is exactly where, I think it's that building there, if memory serves.
The only other rocket houses I've ever seen is in Cullercoats on the roundabout.
Cullercoats has one on the roundabout. You're right, well spotted. I just keep looking for that little girl because I know she's here. Last time we did this, no. We know she died in the bombing because they bombed here in November 1942, and on the first night they killed, I think it was 17. Oh, it may well have been 17 in total over the day and the following morning.
Can't imagine bombing this far up.
Well, you have to remember that this, during the First World War and the Second World War, this sea that we've just been walking along wasn't called the North Sea. The Germans called it the German Sea because this is where they were going to land if they attacked in the First World War. And in the Second World War, the reason why we have armaments up so many of our beaches is because they took it for granted that if we were going to invade here in the First World War, they're likely going to invade here in the Second World War. So it kind of made sense. Tony, I don't know whether you need to come up and get some images here. It's a museum, is it? Right, well, I beg your pardon, that there, just here, must be the rocket house, because there is a rocket house around here. Look at this. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thanks for keeping me right, everybody. I know all the places are here. You know exactly where they are. Keep me right by all means. Why, you know, I keep seeing little glimpses and little nips. And I know it's... Oh, come on. Show everybody at home if you're here. I thought that was great though, how a bat flew
straight away
out of the sea right in front of the lens of the camera. That was almost like they want us here. Brilliant. Really, really good. We don't want to incommode some of the people that are here, because we know we've got a few folk about the town centre. A few signs here as well, coastal path. It's all good. And around here, somewhere, the rocket house. We're just going to, oh, you see? You know how we had cormorants before? Got three puffins now. There you go. Bonnie. I like all the trims. I like all of the little bonus places. Now along here somewhere is indeed a rocket house, and this is the path that takes you directly onto the beach. Now we went down there the last time and we covered a bit of ground, but we're staying up here for now, checking this whole area out, because there's a story about every 5 minutes you walk along here. Now, not so long ago on the Blar, we told a story of Billy the Whaler. And Billy the Whaler, just an amazing story, but there was no thought that we were going to be here just after we tell the story of Billy the Whaler. So I'm not going to repeat the really long poem that I shared on the Blar, our extra little show that we put on. Billy the Whaler was naughty. One day he gets up in the morning, he's walking along, bit of a Jack the Lad, bit of a gambler, bit of a womanizer, bit of a boozer, heavy boozer. Road map on his nose, you know, all of the veins had knackered. And one day he was walking along the beach and he finds a huge whale washed up on the beach. So he quickly runs home, gets himself a harpoon, pokes the dead whale 2 or 3 times, leaves the harpoon sticking out of it, and then declares, "Never guess what I've got. There was a whale, I went out on me boat, I got it and it's dead and it's found itself on the shore." And people sent newspapers and reporters from all over Britain. He was on the front pages of them all. They ended up giving him £100 sterling to cut up the whale and make blubber and wicks and all the stuff that you make with whales. And all the while he just found a dead whale on a beach. But it was a lovely con, made him a little bit of money. Very nice indeed. 100 quid back then turned him into a very wealthy Newbiggin person. Absolutely. And we've travelled along here just so we can say we're at the Attlee Terrick sewage pumping station, which you don't, oh hang on, oh there's people on the beach. For a moment I just thought that I'd stop. You never know. Could be just getting it, but not quite. But seats on top of the pumping station, you cannot make it up, can you? You cannot make it up, it's for sure. Along the beach from March 1915, 2 Cobles sank just off here, killing all 7 crew. Billy Taylor, the skipper, his brother Georgie, Billy and Harry Taylor, John and Billy Twizel, and Bob Robinson. The same storm, 17 other men died, including the ones I've just mentioned. Now a ceremony was being held on the beach to pay tribute to the men who died in the Coble, and suddenly everybody started screaming, children started crying, causing a whole rumpus because the body of Bob Robinson washed up on the beach while they were holding the ceremony. So it's like we're paying tribute to those lost at sea, and Bob came back literally bobbing in the water during the ceremony. Now that's creepy as hell, isn't it? Lifeboat people. Yeah, I think it's lifeboat people, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It is, that's brilliant. So we're being honoured. They got the RNLI with us tonight, which is cool. We could, don't want to get in their faces though. Hello, mate. What are you up to? Something juicy?
Aye, juicy, alright, mate.
Brilliant. Anyway, we'll keep out your way.
Mind your step.
We will, absolutely.
I'm sure you'll be alright.
No worries.
What's the other one now?
We will. So, yes I am. Hello there. I am, yes.
Oh, wow, hello, my name's Shanna.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bless you. Well, we're doing a thing on Newbiggin live at the moment, so thanks very much. So, if you look along the back of the lifeboat station, round the back, you want to come up and actually do this boatyard as well, Tony. Around the back of here is the building that used to be the rocket house, where they held all of that apparatus to save people at sea. And it's quite appropriate that the lifeboat station is here now at this time. Now, when we were doing Newbiggin-by-the-sea, and I keep referring back to it because it's got a similar kind of wild northeastern coastal feel to it. The boatyard there had some stuff, stories. We couldn't get anything, we couldn't find anything there, but we did have a look. I suggest you SLS here too.
Can do.
And go around the boats and then catch us up if you will.
I will.
And I don't know what it...
Private then.
Oh, it says private. We'll just do it from a distance. That's over the wall.
It's just the all there behind.
No, I understand. And you. Right,
I'll go over the wall like the suggests.
over the wall, why not? Give it a try. No, but the interesting thing is, why a boatyard? Why? Is it because the boats there, each one has a history of themselves? I don't really know. But I do think it's fascinating. And you're saying something amazing there, where they're backing that whole thing into the sea, Tony. I don't know whether you want to kind of go. No, I understand. But you're watching it. Look there, it's going into the sea. Just a little bit of cool going on there. And up here, you'll be able to get up there.
The wall's getting taller.
Getting bigger and bigger, and you're getting shorter.
But I'm getting shorter.
There you go, mate. You'll get up there. Now, apparently for over 30 years, there's been sightings of spirit in this boatyard. 30 years worth. And you can see the ships that, I mean, these are boats that'll go out and do the do. Fantastic stories. Stories everywhere. I think Bushy's got something. I knew it. I thought that we would up here. I just knew it. Tremendous. How are we going?
Something there. Tony just...
Yeah, I caught it.
You catch it?
It's like something lying down.
Oh, beneath the boat.
Yeah, you can see it.
I can see it. We're not going to mess around with people's boats, but we're talking people's livelihoods here, aren't we? And I can't think, what's your step, Tony, because you're moving the stairs. I can't think of anything more terrifying than being out in the middle of the North Sea when it's really super rough. And the people here at Newbiggin have learned that more than absolutely anybody. But I want to introduce you to a very famous couple. Come on, lads, let's pop along. Now, way out to sea, and I mean way out to sea, there is a famous statue called the Couple. Are you aware of it? The couple standing on, they're just out there. We'll get a little bit closer before we light them up. But just in case people come late in the evening and they want to see the couple, I'm going to introduce you to the couple's slightly smaller family members. They're just there. There they are.
Ah, right, aye.
But that's exactly what is out at sea, except the one out at sea cost £10 million.
10 million.
10 million quid raised for the regeneration of Newbiggin-by-the-sea. Look at that. I know it's kind of a stereotype because he's got a flat cap on. But you see, this is something else that you think, for the time capsule that we were talking about before, guy with a flat cap should have a whippet, shouldn't he, if we're going to go stereotypical.
Take his doodle with him, yeah.
He doesn't look over pleased. They look a bit miserable. You'd have thought if they were going to celebrate the regeneration, they should be grinning. Do you know, they should be pleased about it. But apparently not.
And the first half then.
Right, oh my goodness, we're there already. Now, we've had a few nibbles. We've had just great stories, and we've got a lot more stories, including that UFO tale that I'd never heard, and it's amazing. So we're going to split the screen. If you're not a supporter, join us. Join us, come along with us on our various adventures. We've got a few weeks coming up that are going to be downright peculiar, but loaded full of cool stuff. We want you on the opposite side of this. Now, if you're a regular, you're going to watch non-stop all the way through. But for the rest of you that aren't supporters, become a supporter. It's like £3 odd for a month, and you get all the shows and all our extra shows. Come and join the throng. How do they do it, Tony?
Just hit the link in the video description or on YouTube. It'll show on the screen as next. Click that.
Click it,
Easy.
then you join, and then you get it. That's how it works. So, come on then. Let's keep on running, as the Spencer Davis group said, for money. The whole thing's amazing. Now, we're looking for Newbiggin Rowing Club on the right-hand side. It's on the right-hand side. And I know my eyes keep being drawn